Good morning, good morning, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, especially my ladies. So let me just let you know that I have to apologize. I had a little bit of technical difficulties this morning. StreamYard did not want me to be great. I feel like when you have something that is so very important to share with people and you know that there's going to be transformation, the devil, the universe, whatever you want to call it, tries to find a way to throw a monkey wrench in your plans, and I am not going to let tech or anything else stop me. We are back for day 3 of the Blueprint Live experience. We have already started talking about WealthCare and the framework and what it means. We've discussed the importance of having a holistic approach to your business so that you can build a breakthrough business that is not only profitable, but it is innovative and it is impactful. And it allows you to have the type of lifestyle that you desire to live and lead. Now, day 1, we talked about the importance of having an emotional wealth mindset. All right, we talked about understanding how we're feeling, understanding what we need to do in order to put ourselves in the best possible position to show up as our most authentic and incredible and brilliant selves. Day 2, yesterday, we talked about that spiritual connection as well. How important it is to be able to tap into your spiritual connection, to be able just to make sure that you are grounded and rooted in something that is going to support you in, again, taking your business and your life to the next level, just to make sure that you have everything that you need. You need that support system. You need that anchor, essentially, that pillar to take you to that next level and to be able to just make sure that you have exactly what you need to kind of make it to that next level or phase in your life and in your business. And today we're going to be talking about the physical importance. We're talking about physical wealth care. Why do we care about physical wealth care? Because we need to make sure that our bodies are being taken care of as well. We need to make sure that we are positioning ourselves to have long lives, healthy lives. We want to have mobility. We want to be able to have cognitive strength as we continue to age, because the reality is, as you get older, we tend to lose some of those faculties and abilities. So making sure that you're taking care of your body the best way that you know how is such an important mindset and piece of that framework. It is a very, very, very important pillar. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, the importance of your physical wealth care. So because we are a little bit behind, what I would love to do is just jump in. So I'm going to go ahead and present. You know how I feel about a good presentation. So we're back at the Blueprint Live. Let's go on ahead and skip to day 3. All right. So again, we are talking about our physical wellness and the importance of setting yourself up for success for your physical body. Physical wellness is about taking care of your body so that it can support your life and business goals. It is not only about exercise. It's about things like nutrition. So we're eating right, we're sleeping well, we're resting, we are recalibrating our bodies, we are resetting ourselves, and we are refreshing and re-energizing our batteries to make sure that we are showing up as our best selves. And it is about the overall well-being. And here's why that matters. Your physical health directly impacts your energy, focus, and productivity. If you're not feeling well, most likely you're not trying to show up and do anything. I don't know if you're like me or if you feel a little, disinterested sometimes. I'm like, I do not even feel like doing this today. Like, I thought about it and I'm not interested. So if you're anything like me and that's some of the things that you've been experiencing, let me know. Raise your hand, drop a little something in the chat, and then we're going to go and talk through this. And we're going to figure out what we can do to position ourselves in the best possible manner to make sure that we can show up energized and excited about what we do and who we serve. All right. Now, we love an exercise. We love to do something interactive. This is an interactive experience after all. So one of the things we talked about when we first opened up the Blueprint experience was the importance of physical movement. When you're moving your body, when you're lifting weights, when you're running, when you're jogging, when you're doing your high intensity interval training workouts, when you're doing your boxing, your martial arts, your dance, your cardio, whatever it is, you're moving your body. And you are releasing that beautiful, beautiful dopamine into your body. It's making you feel good. It's giving you energy, and it's helping you show up better. That is why I highly recommend that you try to do at least 20 minutes a day of physical exercise. And it doesn't have to be something that is overly exertive, right? We don't want you out here hurting yourselves or pulling anything. We just want to make sure that you're able to move your body and you're able to get that heartbeat up and racing just a little bit and that you're taking care of yourself. All right. This morning, I did my workout. I mentioned that I work out 5 days a week. So I'm feeling energized and refreshed. I woke up a little bit tired, but actually, let me just tell y'all, afterwards, I was beat, child. I did this high intensity interval training cardio workout today. Whew. And when I finished, I was like, oh, Lord, I need a nap. But after I was able to cool down, get my water, just chill out for a second, I felt much better. So I want you to think about doing those things. So we can talk about yoga, swimming, a gym session, a personal trainer, whatever that might be. But you want to make sure that you are, in fact, moving your body for 20 minutes every day. We also can talk about dance. Y'all know I love to dance. So that's one of the things you can do too. If you're like me and you want to have a little dance party every now and again throughout the day, set your timer, on the hour, every hour and a half, whatever, have your little dance party. All right. In addition to that, we want to talk about our nutrition. Look at your diet. Okay. And I'm not talking about doing anything crazy. I'm not talking about stopping eating and fasting and things that are not healthy for you or something that you have not spoken to your doctor about. But I'm talking about looking at what you're eating. As we know, things like carbohydrates, right? Things that are highly processed or have lots of sugar in them are things that are not good for our body. They make us feel heavy and very lethargic and slow at the end of the day, right? When you have those really big sugar rushes and you're putting all that into your system, you tend to crash at some point in the day. And for me, that time is like 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm like, oh Lord, is this day over yet? So you want to be mindful of those things, eating your good raw fruits and vegetables. I love a good fruit basket or bowl in the morning. I actually had that this morning. I love to eat those raw veggies, have some good hummus with it, some ranch dressing or something else, whatever it is that you love, sour cream. Throw a little, seasoning in there and get your life going. We can also talk about things like making sure that those foods are nourishing to your body, right? I know you've seen things on the scene. There's all these macros and micros and the nutrients and the carbs and the fats and all the percentages that you're supposed to have. But the reality is you want to make sure that you're eating something that's good for your body, your type, your weight, your physical activity, your ethnicity, because that plays a part into it as well, which is interesting, right? But just making sure that you're setting yourself up, again, like I said, for the best possible scenario. And we want to talk about hydration. Y'all, I drink water all the time. I've got my Stanley back again with me, my Stanley girl. I love me a good Stanley. I have water every single day. I fill the whole thing up, guys. And I have probably like 4 of these, but that's just me. That's all I drink pretty much is like water and coffee. But that's me. I want to be moisturized, okay? I want to look like I'm 40 when I'm 60. Okay. So that's just me. Do what you need to do. Do what makes you feel best. Okay. And then, of course, we're going to be talking about that sleep hygiene. It is so important for us to get rest because when we're sleeping, we are allowing our body to heal. We are re-energizing, like we talked about. We are recalibrating. We are resetting ourselves for the next day. So you need to make sure that you are incorporating enough sleep into your schedule and your routine. Nobody wants to be walking around like a zombie. I don't, right? It's no fun. I don't know if you ladies, moms, when you had kids and their babies were new and they didn't sleep and you were just like, what day is it? What year is it? What's happening in my life? Because you're just so tired. When you're operating like that, it's almost like being impaired. Essentially, it is like being impaired, right? Under the influence of alcohol or some sort of drug. You're not able to function properly. So you want to make sure that you have that sleep. So we want to look at our sleep habits, evaluate what you're doing. Are you getting enough hours in the day? You can do things like incorporate apps like Better Sleep. So I use Better Sleep, right? So you can have things like those green noises, pink, brown noises, blue noises, white noises, whatever kind of helps you fall asleep. They have meditations. They have different like sleep tracks to help you get to sleep. And it also tracks your sleep patterns for the hour. You can do things like pop on an Apple Watch, right? And do the same thing and track your sleeping. So you understand what's happening. You're understanding if you're getting enough rest and your body is able to heal the way it's supposed to heal. You can do something like purchase an aura ring, right? So you put it on your finger, one of your fingers, and then you let it do its magic. It helps you with your sleeping patterns as well. So you want to start to think about these things because, again, all of these play into how you feel and how you show up. So again, sleep hygiene is very important. You want to think about setting a bedtime routine. If you need to, you know, disconnect from all of the different electronic devices in your house, the TV, whatever, for, you know, an hour or so before you go to sleep so that you're able to just kind of settle your brain. That's one way to do it. Maybe reading a book before, you know, getting yourself a nice cup of warm uh, milk or tea with a little bit of turmeric or some melatonin in it. I mean, whatever it takes, right, to help you kind of get into a settled and relaxed state before you get to bed is what we want to start doing. Because again, we are taking care of ourselves. We are making sure that we are putting our health and our wealth in the forefront. And then we talk about all those other things. Alrighty. So that's what we're talking about today. I don't want to belabor this. You know, we're going to do a good exercise, honey. We've got a good resource to go through. And by the end of this, you should have the foundation for a healthier, more energized body that can sustain your leadership and business ambitions. Again, we are setting up the foundation for your success. We want to make sure that you're able to show up as the CEO of your business and enterprise. We want to make sure that you are conveying your power as a leader. Okay, you're a powerhouse. You were an industry titan, and this is not your first rodeo. So we want to make sure that you're showing up in a manner that's allowing other people to understand that and visualize that and receive that as well. All right, that's what we're doing. So let's go ahead and dive into our resource. We are going to be doing a body scan. Okay, so after we do our body scan, you typically can end with like a 5-minute meditation or whatever it is that you feel like doing. But the focus is to release any tension that you're holding in your body. All right. Because that keeps us from being our best selves as well. Tension is no fun. Tension leads to stress. Stress leads to inflammation. Inflammation leads to disease, and we don't want disease. We want to be our best, most healthy, most brilliant, most mobile, phenomenal selves each and every day. So we really need to be serious about taking these things into account. Okay. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and go through it. We're going to look at our exercise and our resource, and then we're going to go through this process because I want you to leave this feeling incredible. We need to be able to go ahead and have you feeling like you're ready to take on the rest of this day. Okie dokie. All right, let me know in the chat if you can see this. If you are unable to see this, let me know as well, and I will make sure that I make adjustments for that. And actually, in the interim, I know y'all know how I operate, right? I want to make sure that everybody has access. I want to give you access to these resources as well. So let me just see if I can pull it up for you so that you can also work on it in real time. Alrighty. Give me just a sec. And I'll drop that in the chat for you so that you can also get access to it. And you can do it real time with me as you walk through it. While I'm setting this up, we talked about this. The objective is to guide you through a 5-minute body scan meditation that helps you release tension. Alrighty. We want to make sure that you're becoming more aware of what's happening in your body because, again, that is so very important. Okay. And then at the end of this, we want to have a sense of relaxation and calm that's just going to help us take this remainder of the day like by storm. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. So here are some of the things that you're going to need, right? You're going to need a comfortable seat or space to lie down. Who doesn't want to lie down? You can also have, if you'd like, some soft background music or a guided meditation track. You can hum to yourself. If that works for you, do what you need to do. But just make sure you're in a space where you're able to be very intentional and mindful about your body and how it feels. All right. So again, we're going to set the scene as I'm pulling up this doc for you ladies because you're amazing. Okie dokie. All right. And then we're going to get started. Please let me know if you're able to see this. Make your copy, and then we will go from there. All right, so back to where we were. We're going to start by setting the scene. So I'm going to instruct you to find a quiet place, like I mentioned, a comfortable place where there's not going to be any disturbances to you. You can choose to lie down. You can choose to sit, whichever feels best. And I'm going to encourage you to close your eyes for a second. I also want you to take a few deep breaths, inhaling slowly through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. And this is going to help us set our intentions and bring our attention inward and prepare our mind for what it is that we're about to do. All right. So just in and out for a couple breaths, just in and out. All right. I would just love for you to be able to do that. I want to set the mood, y'all. How do we feel about setting the mood? Should we do that? Let me know. Let me know if we should set the mood, and then I will try and find some really good music for a hot little second for our little session to get us in the mood, because who doesn't love a mood, right? We talked about the experience. We need to be experiencing the experience. So that's what we're going to do. While I'm looking for this, again, I want you to continue to take some of those breaths in and out, making sure that you're putting yourself in a relaxed, just beautiful state. Okay. And then we're going to get into this. All right, all right. And I'm hoping this works, y'all. Sometimes they don't let you. We'll do some affirmations for manifestation. Okay. So I just want you to focus on your breath. Pay attention to your breathing. Pay attention to how you feel. I would love for you, hold on for a second. I would love for y'all to just think about how your chest rises and falls with each breath. And I would like for you to do that for just 30 seconds and see how you feel. So just breathe in and out for about 30 seconds. All right. In and out, in and out. And we're going to try a little bit of a different one. So these are healing guided meditations. So this music should be very soothing for us. I'm hoping you can hear it. Okay. And while you're breathing, start the body scan at your feet. I want you to focus on your toes and then move to the soles of your feet and then notice any sensations. Is it warmth? Is it a cool sensation? Do you feel tension in your feet? And I want to encourage you to release any tension that you may have or feel. So essentially, as you're feeling it, imagine it floating away from your body so that you have this really great feeling of lightness, freedom, flexibility. The tension is leaving from your body. So do that for about 30 seconds. Okay. Then we're going to start to move up. So let's start to think about our legs. So slowly start to focus on your legs by looking at your ankles, not looking, I'm sorry, having internal with the third eye. All right. Look at your ankles and see how they feel. How do your calves feel? How are your knees feeling? How do your thighs feel? Are they tight? Can you jiggle them? Are they feeling like if they're loose and you can jiggle them? So are they loose? Do they feel good? Are you feeling flexible and light? Are you feeling heavy? If you are feeling heavy, pay attention to that. We want to make sure that we release that as soon as possible. All right. If you're noticing any tightness or discomfort, pay attention to that too. I would love for you to just breathe in and visualize all of that tension melting away as you exhale. All right. So think about that. Now let's focus on our hips and lower back, because we know as women, especially, we carry a lot of tension in our hips and our back, especially when it's that time. So think about that. So bring your attention to the hips and the lower back now. Like I said, it often hides a lot of tension. That's where we carry a lot of our disappointment, anger, resentment, frustration, stress, anxiety, overwhelm. All right. Breathe in and out as well. And you want to make sure that you're allowing those muscles to relax and you're visualizing all of that tension and that heaviness just lifting away from you. And I'm doing it too, y'all, because I'm carrying the weight. Okay. Stomach and chest. A lot of inflammation, disease is held in that stomach area, the gut. So focus on your stomach and your chest. I really want you to pay attention to how your breath moves in these areas. Is it belabored? Is it short? Are you able to have deep, long, healthy breaths in those areas? Are you tight? So just pay attention as you're breathing in and out. Okay. Release any of that tightness that we talked about. Okay. Now we're going to go up to the shoulders and the arms. And if you're like me, I hold a lot of that stress in the shoulders and my neck as well. And especially if we're sitting at a computer all day, we're typing, we're hunched up. So we need to pay attention to those areas as well. This is where stress accumulates and just sits. So can you imagine just being stressed from like here to like the top of your buns? You're like, ugh. And people wondering what's wrong with you. You're stressed. You're carrying a lot in your body. So we need to be able to release those things so that again we can show up as our best selves. We can be our light, fun, joyful, happy, amazing selves. So again, think about those areas. Breathe in and out. Make sure you're letting go of that stress and tension. You're visualizing it leaving your body. Okay. Make sure that it's leaving through your fingertips like lightning. It is leaving it your body through your fingertips. So now we're going to move up to our neck and our jaw. I know I hold tightness in my jaw too sometimes if I'm not feeling away. So I really want you to focus on that area too. You know, if you need to open, close your mouth, stretch your jaw, do that. Remember to breathe and visualize that stress and tension leaving from those areas. Relax your tongue, soften your throat. Just deep, breathe deeply as you're doing this. Okay. Okay. Just a couple more seconds. And then we're going to take it up to our face and our head. Okay. So finally, that's where we're going. So I'd love for you to just relax your forehead, just relax it, let it go. Soften your eyes, and then release any tension that you might be feeling in your scalp. If you have a tight ponytail, take it out. Okay. I thought I had to pull my hair out, y'all. I was like, "Whew." When I have my hair back, it's a lot of hair to pull back. So it's like you're tight faced all day. So if that's what's going on with you, let it go. Shake your hair out. Let it be free. Okay. So just imagine a gentle wave of relaxation moving over your entire head, down through your body. Continue to breathe. Okay. And so now what we're just going to do is just a full body relaxation check. So I just want you to check your whole body. You should be relaxed from your head to your toes right now. I want you to just realize and pay attention and take note on how your body is feeling now that you've released some of that tension, now that you've completed this exercise. Okay. And then in a couple of seconds, I'm just going to ask you to kind of return to me, come back to me so that we can talk about how you feel. And then after this, we're going to do a reflection. And if you are feeling like you'd like to share, I'd love to hear your response, see how you are feeling now that you have shared, or excuse me, now that you have implemented this into your day. And by the way, ladies, we should be doing this every day so that you can be relaxed before a meeting that you might have, before a big presentation, before you have to send an email that you might need to rewrite and rephrase. Make sure that you're feeling relaxed. All right. So, like I said, I'm going to end this and I'm going to ask you to come back to me so we can talk about how you are feeling now that we've done this quick exercise. So, let me know. Are you feeling lighter? Are you feeling encouraged? Are you feeling like you can take on whatever it is that you have going next? Are you feeling like you need to do some more meditation and more relaxation techniques just to make sure that your body is feeling the way it needs to feel? How are you feeling? I think it's very important to tap into that just to make sure that you have everything that you need, to make sure that you are at your best, to make sure that you can tackle what's on your calendar, what's on your to do list, what's on your plate with strength and intentionality. That's what I'm going to ask you to do. Alrighty. Now that we've started to think about how we feel physically, I just love to see what anyone is saying. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling lighter. Some of that tension that I mentioned that was in, the hips in the lower back is starting to kind of loosen up the light for me. Right now, my shoulders feel okay. I did do, I was doing some shoulder presses, so I know I'm going to start to feel it later, but that just means that my muscles are working. And I am thankful that I was able to go and do that. I had the opportunity to work out, I had the opportunity to feel better. So really just be mindful of how you feel and think about what's going through your mind as we're doing this. Okay. So I'm just going to check the comments really quickly and see if I see anything. I don't see anything at the moment. Ladies, if you haven't finished this exercise or if you feel like you need more time, I do encourage you to go back and do it again. Find yourself a spot, a quiet place where you can really just focus on yourself. Be intentional about understanding how your body is feeling because that lets us know what's going on internally as well. If we were more in tune with our bodies a lot of times before we really got sick, we'd probably make different decisions, right? A lot of times as women, we're pushing these to the back burner and pushing them to the side because we know that other people in our lives and our families need to be taken care of. But we really need to start focusing that attention back on us. We need to reshift that focus back into how we're feeling and what's going on because physical ailments are real and emotional ailments are real as well. Especially if you're dealing with some sort of loss, some sort of trauma, some sort of life-changing event. We need to take that time to heal. If that includes therapy, so be it. Therapy is an incredible tool. I highly recommend it. I am in support of it. I've done therapy myself because, lives and things get hard. So you need to be able to have an outlet that is healthy to be able to talk through some of the things that you're experiencing and get really useful and helpful tools that you can apply to not get past it, right? Or get over it, but to be able to navigate through it successfully. That is my desire for you. Now, today was a little bit different. Obviously, when you're talking about doing things that are physical, typically you want to be in a place where you can dance or move or do what it is that you want to do. But I wanted you to really focus on that body scan because, again, if we're not paying attention to the indicators in our own bodies, what are we doing? I know I opened this up with, I think on day one it was that you cannot build a breakthrough business if you are not at your best self. If you're running on empty, if you're running on 50%, right, you're still not able to show up fully. So take that time, take that break, step away from your computer during the day. Make sure that you have time blocks for just relaxation, for you to just kind of like veg out or do something that doesn't require you to use your mental capabilities. Here's another side note, ladies. For those of us who are creative and strategic or analytical, you can't do two of those things at the same time well. So if you're trying to create strategy in your business, if you're trying to build a game plan, if you're trying to do, create standard operating procedures, or you're trying to start a hiring process, but you also think you're going to go and shoot some good content that's creative and has the other side of your brain working, it's not going to work, right? You want to focus on one thing at a time. If you're going to do something strategic, make it that day. If you're going to do content creation, you're going to be doing something that's allowing you to think big and dream and just be creative and, not have to worry about that, the how, but you're focused on the what. You want to separate that from the days that you're trying to figure out the what, the how. Okay. When you start to think about that, it'll make you so much lighter. It'll make you so much more productive and efficient because your body and your mind are understanding the assignment. Your mind understands that I'm here to do something creative. So I need to use this side of my brain, the left side of my brain. The other days when you need to do some accounting or you need to do some legal stuff or you need to do some HR related things, I'm using my analytical brain. So I'm using the right side of my brain. So just understand those things. These are all very, very, very easy ways to identify how we're feeling and how we're going to show up that day, right? That's kind of like our crystal ball, if you will. It's going to tell us how we're going to have our day flow. Alrighty. Now, again, I know I was a little bit late today, so I do want to thank you so, so much for being here with me as I'm talking about this. So again, we talked about the emotional, which is incredibly important. We talked about that spiritual foundation, and today we talked about that physical foundation. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about that financial pillar, the importance of having that financial wealth care put in the front as well. When we are doing things in our businesses as women, a lot of times we find it taboo, we find it distasteful, we find it, um, you know, icky or funny or whatever, or, very vulnerable to talk about money and finances. But I think we really need to start talking about it in a way that is unapologetic. If you don't understand something about the way that your money works, then you need to find somebody that can support you in that journey and that effort. Because when women have wealth, they change the world. Think about that. Some of the biggest philanthropists are women. Some of these organizations that are charitable in nature are owned and run by women. All of these community activities, doing things that are outside of ourselves. Women do those things many of the times. So imagine how different the world could be or how different the community could be if you had the wealth and money that you desire, that you were looking for. Like, imagine that, right? So I just want you to start thinking about that and prepare yourselves, because tomorrow we are going to be talking about this financial pieces. We are going to talk about what it means to put that pillar in the forefront, to have that financial wellness, to make sure that you're understanding your numbers, you're making dates with your money, to understand what's happening in your bank accounts. You're strategically watching the inflow and outflow of your cash. You're building a buffer. You're paying yourselves, because that is very important. We forget that we need to pay ourselves a wage, right? Or a salary that is going to make sure that all of our financial obligations are taken care of. We didn't leave our jobs, whether it be corporate or whatever else it was, to work another full-time job that we only get paid half as much for. That's not what this was about. It was about being able to do things on our own terms, to be able to help the people that we desire to help, to be able to support them, to be able to do something that is bigger than us. That's what it was about, right? And if you're doing these good works, you should be able to be compensated for it. So you need to be paying yourself first. And then we think about paying others. That's profit first. If you're not familiar with that, I highly encourage you to look into that. We'll go into a little bit of that tomorrow. But again, it's very much important for you to start thinking about those things and really start putting that game plan in place to take you as a person, and then also take your business to the next level. Alrighty. So with that, I want to say thank you. You guys are amazing. What I'm going to do really quickly, though, is just listen. We talked about this briefly the other day. I would love to just jump on a coaching call with you, a personal call. If that's something that you're interested in doing, go ahead and follow this link at the bottom of the screen that is scrolling. It is the Blueprint After Dark coaching calls. It will be this evening, 7 p.m. Eastern on Zoom. So it'll be a very small, intimate group of us that is just discussing what's going on in your business, how I can support you. It's an opportunity for you to ask questions, for you to just kick back and be free, right? Grab a cocktail. We can kiki. We can talk about whatever you like, to be honest, because again, it's a closed session. So click that link if that's something that you're interested in doing. And I look forward to connecting with you later this evening. Ladies, if no one has told you today, I am proud of you. You are amazing. You are brilliant. You're doing incredible things. And I cannot wait to see your transformation. We'll talk soon, everyone. Bye.